Howdy folks, Matt in Pattaya, Thailand. Ordinarily I'm cycling around the world on my recumbent trike, but today we're going to do something a little bit different. A friend of the Jayoe Nation, a friend of my YouTube channel, Andrew Hall, has family here. And he said, when you get to Pattaya, let me help you to get a new perspective of this area. Because I've been to Thailand a few times. I've lived in China for 10 years, and Thailand is a place we go to quite easily to do visa trips and things like this. And during my time spent in Thailand, I did go to Pattaya on an occasion. When I got here, I felt like it was a bit too partyish, a bit too focused on the sex industry, and it just sort of didn't appeal to me. He said, don't worry, there's another side to Pattaya. You just need to have the right people go with you, show you the right places. And so he's hooked me up with members of his family, whom I'm waiting for right now. And together we're going to take a tour around Pattaya and the surrounding area, and we're going to show you a little bit of another side to hopefully help round out the perspective of what Pattaya is all about. So this is Mr. Tinacorn. Yeah. Uncle Mom. So we're gonna go and take a look at some of the interesting spots in Pattaya that aren't related to partying, drinking, or any of the number of things I think Pattaya has been kind of associated with. The first place we're gonna go to is a place called the Sanctuary of Truth.
Inside, you can walk. You take get you ticket. You have.
I can buy ticket. I buy ticket right here. The days of free droning are now in the past. Whereas I would have normally introduced this section of video with a beautiful roundabout of that wooden structure. Cannot do that anymore. Would have been a nice perspective though. Gorgeous building. First impressions, beyond the wood that makes up this temple, the wood that surrounds this place, the living wood, the trees and the plants, really amazing. The first impression of these like winding things are, I thought they were peas. You know, like those peas that kind of, they're like a special type of pea. They grow kind of long, they're about this long, and the pods kind of articulate like a ribbon. But these are like longer, they're ribbons that go all the way from the tops to the bottom of these treescapes. There's also some beautiful orchids and things that are growing alongside the path here. Hello.
Inside have construction, you must wear helmet.
Oh, okay.
Yes, inside.
Okay, inside, not now.
Yes.
Okay, okay. And no drone.
Yes.
Among many other sort of disciplines, my dad was a carpenter. So I have a unique appreciation for the skill of woodworking. Me and my dad used to work in a shop cutting and shaping wood and creating all manner of objects. The smell of wood and the sounds of hammers banging away are quite familiar to me. This is Om. She's going to be our guide today. Now, I was looking at some information. I was thinking maybe this place is very, very old, but not really, right?
Yes, not
1980.
too old. 1981 start.
Okay. And it started by a businessman.
Thai philosopher.
A Thai philosopher.
Yes, Thai philosopher. His name Mr. Lek Viriyapan and Kun Prapai Viriyapan.
I'm not going to try to pronounce it. There's a lot of r in there, and I don't think I could do a good job. How long have you been working as a guide here?
Maybe 7 or 8 years.
Okay, okay. So they're restoring some of this as dark brown, the other is a little bit old, right?
Yes, actually when you look outside, also the colors of the building are different. Some part the color is like chocolate.
Yeah,
you see?
yeah.
Some part the color is like chocolate because it already painted.
Stained.
Yes, like the oil or acrylic waterproof to preserve the wood.
Yeah. What type of wood is it?
You know, oak.
Oak.
Mahogany.
Mahogany.
Ironwood.
Is there any teak?
The teak is not too much, a little bit,
okay.
because the teak wood is a soft wood, not a solid wood.
Yeah, okay.
So this building, I told you, start 1981 by philosopher Mr. Lek and Kun Prapai. When Mr. Lek, he was young, he spent much his time to traveling around the world to learning about culture, philosophy, believing in South of Asia and Europe. So this building is not a temple. This building is a museum to show everyone to know South of Asian belief, you know, how to living together, how to bring world peace, and also remain us to know the truth of the life.
Show us the truth of life.
Yes, that show the truth of life, how to be good person. So you see all of the whole things of this building made from wood. Yeah. No nails. Yeah. Everything is joining together with wood interlock. But you can see the real nail.
I see
just
some nails there.
Temporary.
Oh, they will take them out.
Yes.
Okay. From a photography standpoint, or like even a video standpoint, I don't think you could do much better than this building. Sort of like the feeling I got in Siem Reap and Angkor Wat. The fact that all of these walls were carved, everything had some sort of a story to tell. But this is more contemporary, it's newer, and so a lot of the carvings are obviously a lot more fresh. When I came to this place, I saw it from a distance, I was thinking maybe it was some sort of relic of the past, but it's actually something that has been built somewhat recently and due to be completed in 2050, so it's not even finished yet. Ergo, the sounds of hammers in the distance. Regardless of hammers in the distance, this place needs a consistent amount of upkeep. I imagine that it's a non-stop affair to keep this place in good looking working order. Personal story, I used to live on a yacht in the Caribbean. I was first mate. I was sort of like Gilligan in the story of Gilligan's Island. It was my job to keep the boat prim, proper, clean, and the engines clean and ready to go. And so one of my jobs was to keep the wood on the boat from decaying, and so I have a good appreciation. I have a very good appreciation for how much work goes into keeping this place going.
This is the first part to show you who are you. The great four elements that create everything and every life in the world equally and balanced. And also the human, we have four elements in our body, right? The earth elements present teeth, bone. Water elements present blood. Yes, blood. Tear. Fire elements present temperature, energy, emotion. Wind elements present breathing. Yes, you and me, we are the same. The sun, the moon, and the star, they give us way of life. They give us energy, temperature, day and night, give the season, including give four factors. The four necessities of life. That means house, food, home food, medicine, and medicine, and clothes. What day you born in the week?
What day? I don't even know.
So let's check. Which day you born?
21.
21. So you was born Thursday.
I was
Wisdom, intelligence.
Hey, okay. I'll take that. The snake symbol, the snake symbol with all of the heads, the different head at the end.
That one.
Yeah, what does that mean?
And that one is the holy animal shop, you know.
Yeah.
Buddhist.
Yeah, but what do the heads mean?
This one, like the king of snake.
Okay.
And you see, this one, the eyes, the mouth, and his body.
Yeah.
And in the past, you know, in the Buddha history, Naga, this person, like he want to come to be the monk.
Okay.
And he want to make like an ordination. But the monks, the Lord Buddha said, no, you are not human.
Okay.
You should come back to take care of our religions.
Oh, okay.
So that's why when you go to the temple in Thailand, you will see
Many of
Naga,
those.
the symbols of protection.
Okay.
Some part you can see, you know, 1 head of Naga, 5 head of Naga, 7 head of Naga.
Oh, okay.
It's
Like
like
similar to these, right?
Yes, like that.
I thought they were emotions like hate, greed, love. No.
No,
Okay, okay.
nothing to do with that one.
Okay.
This one is the construction model of the Sanctuary of Truth. It's made by 1 to 10 scale. That means 1 centimeter per 10 centimeter, and use form, you know, like the model,
Yeah,
and also
yeah.
all of the everything made from wood, no nails. This one, the techniques of the floor, we call triangle and lap joint.
Yep,
You
yep.
see, this one dovetail for the ceiling. You see everything they can take off like this, like Lego.
Yeah.
This one is long dovetail to lock the wall. Look at
Okay.
this. You see, and also joining together with the glue
Yeah.
or epoxy.
So they do use glue.
Yes, epoxy. You know,
Yeah.
epoxy.
Yeah,
This one butterfly joint to lock the wall. And if they want to make like big statue, so they use this one dovetail connection, joining together like this.
Interesting, yeah.
And this one to make outside the window or to make like balcony. You see the curve
Yeah, yeah.
like this? It's so amazing. Finger joint.
Okay.
You see? This
Yeah.
is finger joint. This one, the roof of the building,
Yeah.
made from wood also.
Okay.
See? And this one is the technique to lock the column. We call mortise and
Mortise joint.
thinner joint.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
you see?
Yep.
And the last one, this one is the wooden nails.
That's the
wooden
nails.
nails or dowel.
And then they spread them.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to look the workshop?
Yeah, sure. What did he make his money from?
Actually, we have like
Investments or?
insurance company.
Okay. How much did this cost? Is there a number? Must be a
cannot
number.
tell
Must be a number.
So much work to do. So
Constant.
before they put everything inside, that means like you know, they put like the oil or you know, like the chemical to preserve insect or termite.
Yeah.
Most of the construction and the statue part is very, very big. You see,
Yeah.
many pieces.
The original. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also like done it to the ground and put it together.
Yeah. boy, I was not prepared to enjoy this place as much as I am right now. And to be honest, the temple is amazing. It's ornate, it is creative, it tells a message of world peace. How much more in line with Jayoe do you have to get? But the thing I really like is this little workshop. It's not even a little workshop, this huge workshop where people are working away with tools, fairly rudimentary tools. They're chisels, hammers, and a whole bunch of different sort of forming and sanding tools in order to create all of that stuff we just walked through and saw. It is really, really quite amazing. Man, it's places like this that make me wish my dad was still alive, because he would really, really get a kick out of this place. I would love to introduce him to this building, if only to appreciate the woodworking.
Horse? Here? Is it hair from a horse? No. Coconut.
Oh, okay. This is like a blank slate, you know? This is going to become a woman's face. This could be somewhere on that big temple out there. Everything here is in the transition from raw material to work of art. Really interesting. It's like we're going reverse too, because all of that is finished chisel stuff. We've seen the finished product on the temple, but here in this part in particular, you have the raw material, the actual raw wood. Area. Hello. Got a guy that's staining some stuff, putting some coats of varnish on, and then you got the big kahunas. What is this going to be? Is this going to be a woman's face, maybe? Maybe somebody dancing? Maybe a pillar. These could be anything from roof segments, wall segments, to ornate carving. Really interesting. And these pieces of wood came from, I don't know where, but outside of Thailand. Could be Cambodia, could be Laos, Vietnam maybe. Any number of places. Really amazing. The only way that this could get any better is if I could fly my drone, but I 100% understand why you can't. It just would be really cool. You know, I look at this workshop and I think about some of the other temples I've seen around the world, even like the Forbidden City in China. I mean, there had to have been tents or structures built almost identical. Maybe you wouldn't have power for crosscut saws. There would be the sound of people sawing. Maybe you wouldn't have the sound of a vibrating sander, but you definitely have the sound of somebody sanding away. It'd be replaced with something different, but kind of similar, kind of the same. All right, Pattaya. If this is our first stop on this little tour, I am impressed. I did not expect Pattaya to, I mean, part of it is because I am very intrigued by woodworking and skill work and stuff like that. So that has definitely impressed me, and it has impressed me far beyond the existing impression I had of Pattaya. So far, so good. All right, back in the car. We are on the move again. This time, a beautiful viewpoint and the big Buddha.
Big, yeah.
Big, really big. Okay, so now to the big Buddha, the Pattaya big Buddha. Here are those snakes. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-headed snake. and it's being eaten by the dragon, which is winding all the way up the staircase here. It's quite beautiful. I always find it interesting to see how Asian culture has like through lines, like these dog dragons. I call them dog dragons. You know, that's a distinctly Chinese kind of thing, that character. And I'm sure the comment section is probably going to tell me how other cultures have adopted or have started even that. But from what I've known, you know, I saw those all over China, and now I'm in Thailand and I'm seeing them in Thailand. I've seen them like all over, even in Japan and different places. I've seen versions of that, and it's very interesting to see those through lines of culture throughout the entire Asian region. And of course, big Buddha, big versions of Buddha all over the world. Funny how you can be at a place like this. It's like, treat your fellow man with respect, treat your fellow animals with respect, and you see a box of caged finches, you know? Just no room to breathe, stuck in there with their brother and sister and uncle and cousin, struggling to get out of a little box. All right, big Buddha, check.
Yeah.
Now what?
Now floating.
Floating market.
Floating market.
Floating market. Southeast Asia right now, it's like in off season, so anywhere we go is going to be a little bit lighter as far as tourism goes, which is nice when you're trying to explore a place. I can definitely tell that there's less crowds. Yet at this floating market, lack of crowd means lack of business, means that potentially the boats have gone and parked. If it's anything like the Vietnam floating market, then 12:30 or 1 o'clock means these boats are probably already far and away locked up, and far and away have all gone home and are waiting for tomorrow morning to come out and do some work. So I'm very curious to see what 1 o'clock on the floating market looks like here in Pattaya. No prone, no prone.
Hi.
Hi. So,
How many people?
just me.
Just you and you and you. Okay.
How much is it?
The small boat bring you up and come back down, and then swap to the amphibious. The big boat bring you to Thai village to see Thai culture, unboxing show, photo like that, souvenir as well.
Yeah.
And then zip line included in this package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need that. I'll tell you what. They offered a boat ride, and I turned it down. I think honestly this is going to be more of a sort of a tourist trap floating market. The floating market in Vietnam was catering to tourists just because that was the only people left in large numbers that would like to go to the market, but it was still serving its purpose as a place of commerce. This seems sort of like an amusement park, a place for people to go and kind of act like they're at a floating market. It's set up to look sort of like a traditional floating market, but what it really is a place for tourists to come and buy things. Tastes good. I'll tell you one thing that this floating market definitely confirms. It confirms to me that the market I went to in Vietnam was really cool. The idea of riding up the Mekong River, finding the market just as it's like, just in dawn, like talking to some of the market people, getting a taste of that life. Very, very cool, and also an experience that is becoming more and more difficult to find. They basically created this entire complex in order to copy something that used to exist here more naturally. I'm not saying that there aren't any floating markets in Thailand, but I'm definitely saying that this one, you know, has been created for a purpose to show you the floating market when there's no natural floating market to kind of see otherwise.
I'm a subscriber.
Oh, are you?
Hi.
Hey, cool.
Let's take a picture.
Yeah, you're in the vlog now. You're in my video.
Really?
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, hey. Where are you from?
I'm from China.
Okay, where in China?
Suzhou.
Suzhou.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Is this your mom?
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Thank you.
What do you think of the floating market here?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Is it amazing?
Yeah.
Have you been to a real floating market? No.
This
Is not real. Yeah, this is only for tourists. So how long have you known my videos?
Oh, that's like 2 years already.
2 years.
Yeah.
So many stories to tell. he just told his mom about me today, and then his mom met me. What a coincidence. You're gonna be able to go back to China and say, I'm in the YouTube, and then all your friends are gonna say, I can't get YouTube. Small world. All right, guys, we're gonna move on from the floating market. I am not going to give too many black marks for this visit. It was interesting, and if I hadn't gone to the other floating market, I probably would have found it a little bit more interesting. Let's go to a real Thai market. So that's next on the list, to go to the actual Thai market, and then we'll be almost close to wrapping up this extended look at Pattaya from a different perspective. And then, granted, this is a completely different perspective than the Pattaya I had originally been introduced to. So far, it's accomplishing the goal. Turns out that the Thai market is closed, so I'm back at the hotel eating a hamburger. It's kind of interesting to see another side of Pattaya. It's 2:30, so I decided to get a late lunch, and I was going to get a beer. But apparently in Pattaya, before 5 o'clock, you can't buy beer. In a city that's known for its sinfulness, its drinking, its binging, its prostitution, you can't drink beer before 5 o'clock. Go figure. Anyways, I'm going to end this episode. It's been nice to take you around and show you a bit of Pattaya. Catch up with you later. Bye.